Hi, everyone. Welcome to Guardians of the Wolves Live with Rosemary. And we want to see if anybody has any questions regarding wolves, wolves in captivity, wolves in the wild, wolf dogs. We're here today to answer them for you. So, Rosemary is a high content wolf dog, 95 plus wolf. She is 40% Arctic, and the rest is gray. Many people will say Arctic wolves when they are not Arctic wolves because they cannot show up on a DNA test. Only a gray wolf, not a subspecies. But I have generations and generations and generations of Rosemary's lineage, and she is a true Arctic. She was born black and then phased into the color you see her now. And she will eventually phase white. She has a beautiful cape on her, which is the gray wolf. You can see here. Her fur is gray, her undercoat, which comes in around October and starts molting in about April. We have just about molted. Right now she's blowing some white hair, which is still some of her undercoat, and her guard hairs, which are these longer hairs that you see. And the guard hairs actually repel water and snow. She has gold eyes. These are the eyes of a wolfie. She's a very good girl. Rosemary is actually an ambassador for Guardians of the Wolves. Ambassador animals teach people about the species, wolf conservation, what's going on in the wild, things like what's going on in Yellowstone, where 218 wolves were killed, and they're supposed to be protected. What's going on in California with the packs there. The war on wolves in many states, Montana, Idaho, the trapping, etc. We also teach about wolf dog education, responsible ownership, diet, socialization, temperament. That's pretty much the role of an ambassador. We do school programs with children. We do Boy Scouts and Girl Scout events. We do large presentations at parks. And we do things with veterans with PTSD, women of domestic violence. We do hospice calls. Tomorrow we've been asked to go to our veterinary's office and do a smudge ceremony to clean the energy that's in there from, unfortunately, all the pets that went across the Rainbow Bridge. Thank you, James. It is cool. We have a wonderful life. Rosemary's continuing the legacy of the great Ambassador Sage. She was my girl for 15 years. She passed away a few months before Rosemary was born, of old age. She was one of the most accomplished female ambassador wolf dogs to ever live. She did all of the work that I mentioned before, but she also was in a music video, Lana Del Rey, Chemtrails Over the Country Club, look it up. The wolf in there is Sage. She's done print work for clothing lines like Free People. She's done modeling for jewelry lines. She was in a movie. So a social wolf dog does not make it an ambassador unless it's out there teaching wolf conservation. If you look up what the Smithsonian says about ambassador animals, they are teaching the public about conservation of their breed. So we're all about wolf conservation, stopping the hunt, stopping the trapping, trap-free Montana, etc., and keeping these species safe. Extinction is forever. We need to remember that. There was a war on wolves. They were removed from the endangered species list. the very end of 2019, where they were protected in all of the lower 48 states. California is one of the few states that is protecting them right now. There is a campaign in Colorado. It did pass legislation to have them reintroduced, but lawmakers are trying to fight that. So in Colorado, all over the place, there are billboards say relist wolves. So we're a big part of the movement to stop trapping, to stop hunting, to stop poaching. I want to talk a little bit about trapping. So there are organizations like Voyagers Wolf Project and then hunters that actually trap these babies. It's very inhumane. Once they're in a trap, there's several possibilities that can happen. One of them is they can be a Judas wolf while they're in the trap until a human can get to them, which means they are laying there in agony and they will draw the attention of other wolf packs and or hunters, and they will be killed. The other things that happen in the traps is they are collared with GPS collars, which after they're in the trap, they have to be sedated for the collaring. Unfortunately, hunters are able to tap into GPS collars and find their locations. Some organizations, Voyagers is one of them, they actually put tags on their ears as well as collaring them. Wolves have the most sensitive ears. It's one of the most sensitive parts of their bodies. So there's a high risk of infection when they're tagged on the ears. It's a very inhumane thing to trap any animal, especially a wolf. I know a lot of people hunt deer and different animals that they're going to eat, but no one's eating a wolf, so there's no reason to hunt them. They're nothing but a trophy when they're hunted. You see pictures all over the internet of hunters holding up dead wolves as a trophy. It's not cool. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody at all? So I'll tell you the life of Rosemary. We get up very early in the morning and we start our day with a 3-mile hike in the woods. She has absolutely no prey drive. This morning's hike, we saw deer and foxes, and she just wants to be friends with them and check them out. We come home, she has her breakfast. Her breakfast consists of raw chicken with bone, beef tendon, chicken paws, and fresh beef bone marrow I sprinkle on top of it. Then she usually takes a nap, like she is right now. And then dinner, we have been using something called the farmer's dog. Do you have any animals where you live? So currently, I just have Rosemary. There are wild animals near me. There are raccoons, foxes, skunks, deer. Last winter we had a bear. Rosemary wants to be friends with all of them though. Rosemary just turned 2 on April 30th, so next year she'll be getting her companion, which will also be a very high content wolf dog. It will be a black phase. A black phase means it will be born black, it will stay black, and it will start to phase into a salt and pepper type of coloring, and eventually phase all white. My first wolf dog, 21 and a half years ago, was a black phase, and his name was Lobo. So I'm completing the circle, and I think a black phase is going to really do well with her as far as education, to see the different type of coat pattern. And they will be an ambassador dream team. I'm very blessed. I get pick of the litter from the vice president of our organization. He's one of the very few ethical breeders out there. And that's where Rosemary came from. And that's where my next one will come from. We are about to do a land acquisition where we're going to open up Guardians of the Wolves, Wolf Conservation, Education, Therapy, and Rescue Center. So stay tuned for that, because we're going to launch a capital campaign to raise funds for this. All proceeds will go to the facility. And we're going to do a lot of healing. The property we're looking at happens to be blood-stained land from the Civil War. And actually, it was a Confederate battleground. So there's a lot of healing to do on that land. We will do intertribal powwows to heal some of the blood-stained land there that happened with the indigenous people, because this land was theirs. We will be holding wolf therapy programs with at-risk youth, veterans with PTSD, women from trauma, whether it be rape or any type of sexual abuse. Wolf therapy is a big deal. Equestrian therapy is a big deal. We also do work with children with autism and Down syndrome. We will also be having an educational part in the facility, and we'll have live wolf cams where you'll be able to watch them every single day. Rosemary sends you hearts, Laura, right back at you. So we have a lot of important work to do, and our eye is on the prize to launch that part of Guardians of the Wolves. We also are in rescue, and unfortunately there's a lot of backyard breeders out there that just sell to anybody. They will sell to states that are illegal. More than not, those animals will end up at a shelter and risk of euthanization because of being in an illegal state. We are trying to work with illegal states right now and kind of educate animal control that there's no such thing as a big bad wolf. Every day we're out there rewriting the story, because in real life there is no such thing as a big bad wolf. Thank you, Grace. Yes, I am planning to visit Yellowstone, and I want to be a Keystone speaker there. So that is definitely on the agenda. We have something to do in October in New Mexico where I'll be a Keystone speaker as well. Oh, the air conditioner went on and it spooked Rosemary. So there's, I want to get back into rescue a bit. So with these backyard breeders, a lot of times they'll sell a very high content animal. I have 3 of them. I currently have a timber wolf, and they're the most humble animals. You got that right, local guys. They are the most humble, sweetest animals. They're not pets, they're companions. And I have to tell you that the therapy that these animals can give you individually is not like any other animal I've ever experienced. I was raised with German Shepherds, and then I raised pit bulls for 20 plus years before getting my first wolf dog. I've been a private owner for 21 plus years, and there's just nothing like it. Does anybody have any questions? So let's get back to rescue for a minute, because it's a serious problem and we get calls, messages every single day. So a lot of breeders just sell to anyone, and these high content animals, you need to have experience. I don't know if you can see, I think you can. Above my fence here are lean-ins, 36-inch lean-ins, and at the bottom are 36-inch dig guards. So that's a requirement from a responsible breeder, because a lot of these animals can jump 8-9 feet. Rosemary is not a fence tester. Actually, none of my other 3 were either, because they have an enriched life. Thank you for the heart, Laura. They say that a bored wolf dog is a destructive wolf dog. And Rosemary has such an enriched life that she's not destructive. She comes into the house. I hand feed her everything. That prevents resource guarding, so I can take anything from her because she sees me as her resource. It also creates a trust and bond that is absolutely unbreakable. This girl trusts me with everything. She's completely desensitized to the outside world, from heavy equipment to loud lawnmowers that you drive, garbage trucks, storefront doors that are sliding, different types of venues with different types of flooring, different types of lighting, crowds of people. She does really well. So I want to go back to rescue for a minute. So some breeders will sell to people that don't have this type of setup with the lean-ins and the dig guards. There's a good chance they could escape. Once they escape, these are various scenarios that I've witnessed being in rescue. They're shot by somebody on the outside, or they're just gone forever and you never find them, or they end up in an animal shelter. In an animal shelter, because they have wolf DNA, once they're there, it's very rare that they'll be able to be returned to their human. It takes an organization like ours with a nonprofit status, 501c3, to put a hold on the animal, and then we pull it and find a home for it. We try not to put animals in sanctuaries, wolf dogs. We like to rehome them. Even if there's been some aggression or something, we try to rehabilitate and rehome. And we definitely try not to put them in sanctuaries. We did a rescue a couple of years ago from a backyard breeder. Picked up 17 counts of animal abuse. Horrific situation. And she bred mother to son and dad to daughter and type of thing. So they're highly inbred. When you have inbred animals, it can have neurological problems, aggression, just different types of problems. And unfortunately, all of those had to go to a sanctuary. But on the daily, we try to rehome them and not put them in a sanctuary because we want them to have their best life. They deserve it. They're good animals. Wolf dogs are not for everybody. I'll tell you that right now. They're a lifestyle. My life is built around Rosemary. It just is what it is. I watch the forecast to know how early I need to get up to be able to walk her in case there's going to be rain or thunderstorms or ice storms or what have you. Can you touch my stuff? What would you like to touch? So, I just wanted to share a little bit with you about wolf dogs and wolves and the war on wolves, and really let you know that there's no such thing as a big bad wolf. That's Little Red and the Three Little Pigs. I want to touch your deck. Okay, here you go. There's my deck. That's as close as you can get to it. So let's go back to Rosemary. She's gone up on the hill here where it's nice and shady. She's taking her afternoon nap. In a little while, she'll come in the house and we'll play. And then she always comes in the house again after dinner and we play. We have a lot of fun. It could be anything from laying on the couch, playing together, treat time, or doing zoomies and getting crazy in the house. So, and then she goes to bed. She has the whole yard, which is completely contained. She also has a containment. There's no such thing as a war on wolves. Wolves aren't intended to be just domesticated. So wild wolves, you're absolutely right. They are not intended to be domesticated, but there is a war on wolves. There's hunters and trappers that are killing them every single day. 218 Yellowstone wolves were killed this last year. Many of them were lured out of the park to be killed. They're supposed to be protected inside Yellowstone, but if they're being lured out of the park, the second they step out, they are dead. So there is a war on wolves. A lot of cattle ranchers want to kill them, and just a lot of hunters. California has implemented something great where they're actually helping ranchers keep their livestock safe from wolf deprivations, which is great, but it's really easy to do because let's say you had a cattle die of a natural cause or something. All you have to do is salt it, and your state is killing. What state are you in? Yeah, it ain't like wolves don't kill stuff either. So the difference between a wolf and a human, wolves do not kill for sport. They kill to eat. Um, Humans kill for sport and to eat. But if you're killing a wolf, you're killing for sport because you're not eating any wolf. Please be respectful. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Laura. You're very kind. So which state is that you're in? Wolf is very tasty. I really don't think you've ever eaten a wolf. I don't think so. Goats can be tasty. Well, they won't kill red wolves in North Carolina. This is true. One red wolf in North Carolina was recently killed. It was run over by a car, but there is a recovery on the red wolf right now. Wolves will kill and leave a carcass. That is true. No, Laura, I don't have a mod. But they will also eat the bones, because after they're done eating the meat, they will eat the bones. It's good for them. It cleans their teeth. Then they'll drink some water and they'll take a nap. If you've ever seen How Wolves Changed Rivers on YouTube, it's a 4-minute video. It's amazing. 1 year in prison and $100,000. Yeah, unfortunately, these hunters aren't going to prison. Haven't heard of one yet go to prison. Wolf bounty needed. No, we don't need a wolf bounty. We don't have that many wolves in the United States of America. So there's no reason to kill them. So back to the video, How Wolves Changed Rivers. When there were no wolves in Yellowstone, the deer and the elk overgrazed and really killed off all the plant life. The beavers, there were no waterfalls or anything. Hi from Germany, Shakespeare Wolves. Hi, thank you for joining. Hi from Virginia, United States. Oh my God, what is happening with you people? I agree. You know, I really don't understand why people take it upon themselves to kill wolves. Thank you, local guys. They shouldn't be killed. So when wolves were reintroduced to Yellowstone in the 90s, it was a federal reintroduction program. They managed the elk and the deer, and Yellowstone once again became a beautiful national park. Beavers are a very essential animal. They started building dams, and now we have Cascade waterfalls again in Yellowstone. But that was gone when wolves were eradicated. Absolutely, local guys. They are one of the best animals with loyalty. If you love and respect them, they love and respect you back. It's so simple. It really is. And, you know, part of our mission is to educate children that to respect animals, all animals. Always love you, my beautiful friend, and Rosemary. Thank you. We love you, Laura. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that, and hopefully one day you can meet Rosemary. So, if anybody has any questions, we'll do a quick Q&A, and then we're going to sign off. I want to thank everybody for joining on this Sunday when you guys could have had better things to do. And remember something very important. There is no such thing as a big bad wolf. Thank you, Laura. We look forward to it too. I'd like to live stream with you sometime. I've got a 2-year-old female. Local guys, I would love to live stream with you too. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you back. Why don't you send me a message anytime and we will set up. No, Rosemary is not from Mace. Rosemary is from Wolf Dogs of Indiana. He happens to be the vice president of Guardians of the Wolves. And they do not share lineage at all. In fact, we just did a COR test with somebody that just got Rosemary's little sister. And that animal is from Mace, and there is no relation to any of Mace's lines. He has some beautiful animals, though. That is absolutely for sure. Very stunning animals. So, local guys, hi Stephanie. Send me a DM whenever you like, and we'll set up a live. Next Saturday, we're meeting with somebody we did a podcast with, and we did it about a month ago, and it will air in November. But he's going to come out here from Washington, D.C., and we're going to do a live podcast with him, with Rosemary. So we'll send you guys the link so you can watch that. That will be fun. Again, it's just teaching about these majestic, beautiful creatures that are so misunderstood. And that's our mission, you know, save the wolves and rescue the wolf dogs. So I really thank everybody for joining, and we're going to sign out now. And we wish everybody a really great Sunday. Thank you, you guys. And Rosemary would send you love if she wasn't taking her nap right now. Rosemary, can we get a howl? Rosemary, ow! Can you wake up for a quick howl? If you guys would like to ever donate to our cause, we are a nonprofit organization. We work primarily off of donations. Our email is guardiansofthewolves@gmail.com. We're on Venmo, PayPal, and Zelle. Apex Angels and Warriors, good morning, you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you for joining in. I love you guys. You're doing great things. So let's see if we can get a howl out of our girl. She's pretty sleepy right now. Rosie, you want to try to do a howl for everybody? Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you. Rosemary, ow! 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 So pretty. Ow! Thank you, April. Ow! Apex Angels, we would love for you to meet her. I would love to meet you guys. We need to make that happen. Good girl. So I always say, family that howls together stays together. So Rosemary has been trained to howl with me so that when we're doing presentations, especially with children, we can end them with a group howl. So thank you, everybody. It's my sweet girl right here. It's Rosemary the best. You guys have a great Sunday. Thank you.